voluptuous beaches, skyscraping mountains, and lush landscapes. But if you want to see the real Jamaica, throw away your guidebook. We'll take you down hidden pathways, behind locked doors, and deep under the ocean, where you'll find the unknown, the unspoiled, and the uncommonly beautiful secrets of Jamaica. The moment you step off the plane, Jamaica's kick off your shoes, shrug off your blues way of life washes away all your worries.
Everything is all right, and there's no problem, no challenges, no hassle. Everything is all right. Everything is just easygoing and smooth.
Jamaica is the third biggest island in the Caribbean, roughly the size of the state of Connecticut, and definitely larger than life. Its culture is a tropical stew of African, Spanish, and European influences. One of the first outsiders to reach these shores was none other than Christopher Columbus. He called this the fairest island ever eyes beheld. 500 years later, it's still a pretty good description.
It is perhaps the most beautiful island in the Caribbean.
Maybe that's why so many people have followed in Columbus's footsteps, drawn by the lush forests, the crystal clear waters, and the shimmering sunlight.
Jamaica has a lot to offer. It has the beaches, the sun. It also has a mountain you can climb. It has nature. So you can take advantage of everything.
Visitors usually arrive in one of two major cities, Kingston, Jamaica's capital, which is located on the southeast part of the island, or Montego Bay, which sits on the northwest coast. But finding a breathtaking place to visit isn't the hard part. It's knowing where to stay. Jamaica is famous for its private villas and quaint little inns, but there's just one choice for travelers with a taste for luxury and a lust for island ambiance: the All-Inclusive Resorts. These resorts won't just put a roof over your head. They cover every element of the perfect vacation. That's all the food, drinks, and entertainment you can stand for one fixed price.
Everything that you want to do is included in one package. You don't have to figure out how much is it going to cost me to snorkel, how much is it going to cost me to play volleyball. Everything's included, one price. Go have fun, don't worry about the bill anymore.
And to learn how to say yaman.
Yeah.
Yaman.
Just an hour east of Montego Bay is a resort called Breezes. It sits on 2,000 feet of prime ocean real estate, and there's no secret why it's become one of the most popular travel destinations in Jamaica.
Places like Breezes offer more for your money. They offer scuba diving, sumo wrestling, a lot more things than you get at a normal resort.
People come to Breezes expecting fun-in-the-sun diversions, and they'll find them. But tucked away by the beach, there's a special surprise in store, a secret world that makes Breezes more than just another seaside resort. Yes, it's a circus, but instead of a big top, there's the open sky, and instead of just watching the action, you're part of it.
We didn't know till we got here and we saw all the fun stuff and we decided, we'll try it.
They come here, they see the trapeze, their eyes light up. Well, although it's in our literature, unfortunately, not very many people know about it, but a lot of people are surprised to come here and see our circus show, and they just go nuts about it.
Breezes Circus School is the perfect chance to make your secret fantasies come true, swinging, leaping, and hanging on for the time of your life.
Okay, this is where the fun begins.
Legs up! Get them up! Get them in there! Good! Legs down in front, take them down. All right, here we go for the flip. Kick, forwards, backwards, forwards, let go.
The school is open daily.
Stick your hands out.
So instructors like Javon have plenty of chances to show ordinary people how to perform extraordinary feats.
Turn around and grab the other bar again. A lot of people find it to be absolutely amazing. It's such a great feeling to be up there just swinging in mid-air, which, I mean, the average person wouldn't even dream about doing any time in their lifetime.
If flying like Superman isn't your thing, then the trampoline is another way to put some lift in your vacation.
It's
it's like everybody's dream to want to be a star and to be in the circus. So it's kind of fun just to kind of make believe and be the trampoline star.
Three.
Got it.
If you prefer to keep both feet on the ground, you can always opt for juggling instead. Breezes has one more secret. After all, no circus would be complete without animals. But instead of elephants or lions, they've got goats.
Yeah, this is my goat, goat number 1.
The goats may not look like they're having as much fun as the people, but rest assured the goats are not being hurt. They're actually being handled with kid gloves.
That's Caribbean fantasy, call it that, where you get the goats and you race behind the goats.
3, and the goats are up, and the goats are up, and we're looking for a way to go here.
You can't get in front of the animal or you'll be disqualified, but it's excellent, and the goats do a great job.
The island of Jamaica is a unique mix of sweeping flatlands, soaring mountains, raging rivers, crashing waterfalls, and, of course, sparkling seas. Despite its tropical beauty and simple charm, Jamaica has earned a reputation for being dangerous. But the secret is that things have changed. Thanks to the government and the Jamaican Tourist Board, new safety programs have tourism on the rise. Even the capital city of Kingston has had a major facelift. The largest English-speaking city south of Miami, Kingston looks and feels like any major metropolis, a bustling city full of people and possibilities. But head out on the open road and the island's bright future gives way to a glimpse of its secret past. Port Royal is located on the south side of the island, just across the harbor from Kingston. It looks like a sleepy little fishing village, but it once played a key role in a colorful chapter of Jamaican history and made a name for itself as the wickedest city on earth.
Port Royal was the wickedest and richest city in the world. It was the London of the Caribbean, and later on became the headquarters of all the pirates of the Caribbean.
The time was the 17th century. The English had wrestled control of Jamaica from the Spanish, but the battle wasn't over yet, and the British couldn't fend off Spanish attacks. So the Brits turned to the swashbuckling pirates who ruled the Caribbean.
One of the interesting things in particular was that you had blacks, Jews, whites, people from Spain, people from France, people from England, all mixed in as pirates.
The English gave these seafaring scoundrels a license to steal, and in return collected a share of the spoils. Flush with Spanish gold, legendary pirates like Henry Morgan and Blackbeard took refuge in Port Royal. That made this place a focal point for plunder and pleasure.
You had more brothels per square foot in Port Royal than anywhere else in the world. You had more gambling houses. In fact, it also had the most churches. Because, you know, if you gamble a lot and you womanize a lot, you have to go and pray for your sins.
Today, you can still do penance at the old St. Peter's Church, but much of Port Royal's infamous history is hidden. 30 feet below the water's surface, at the very bottom of the ocean floor. Buried beneath layers of sand, sediment, coral, and rubble, the ruins of Port Royal's past are frozen in time.
On June 10th, 1692, at around about midday, they had this tremendous earthquake. And what happened was that 2/3 of the city sank below the sea.
The remnants of this 17th century city of sin lay undiscovered for over 300 years. Then, in the 1940s, underwater excavations brought the buried remains to light. Just 30 feet from the sunken city is the old British Naval Hospital. It's now the home of the Jamaica National Heritage Trust, and it's here, in an unmarked room, behind a securely locked door, that archaeologists keep the best treasures of the underwater Port Royal site. For half a century, these have been the town's ultimate secret.
I'm going to reveal for the first time ever artifacts that were taken from under the water in Port Royal that hasn't been seen by anyone for about 50 years. This wine bottle is called an onion wine bottle. It was made between 1680 to about 1690. Because it was under the water for so long, you had deposits building up on it, so it is called patina. If this is removed, then the bottle will automatically fall apart. Based on the number of wine bottles that we have found, we realized that they did a lot of drinking, but they also did a lot of smoking. And here we have one of the smoking pipes. This smoking pipe was made between 1680 to about 1690.
Over 500 of these pipes have been discovered. And somewhere between the smoking and drinking, they did some serious eating.
If you notice that there are knife marks, right? The knife marks will tell you how genuine a plate is. And if it was used or someone just made it, it's a fake.
But Port Royal's history has more than just pirates. There's also Fort Charles, where the ghosts of the past still haunt this military stronghold. The fort was built by the British in 1657, shortly after they seized the island from the Spanish.
This fort was built in the shape of the floating castle of a 17th century ship and almost completely in water. It consisted originally of 36 guns, but with expansion and change in the model, it was upgraded to 104 guns, and they had 500 men manning the fort itself.
But it wasn't just the cannons that made Fort Charles so hard to penetrate. Its secret weapon was actually concealed behind the fort. Through dark passageways along an old gravel path, down a hidden trail, past the brush, through the trees, there are the secret underground tunnels. They were used by English soldiers to move ammunition from one cannon to another, unseen and untouched by the enemy.
And this is the famous Victoria and Albert Battery. All of the guns that were placed in 1888 are linked by underground tunnels. And those guns were aimed out at sea, but they circled the whole periphery of Port Royal. If one gun missed you, another one would hit you.
Fort Charles isn't all guns and no play. To lighten things up a little, escape to the Giddy House. Walking across the slanted floor gives visitors the off-kilter perspective of a carnival funhouse.
This building was tilted by the earthquake of 1907. It is now nicknamed the Giddy House because visitors try to walk straight across the floors and they feel giddy. And they run straight out back.